will be only your speaking vocal.
Okay.
The rest will be taken off by the program. Don't worry about that. Yeah. Thanks for coming. Lovebirds. I mean, been hearing your Beng Beng Sourdough for many years. I've been paying attention to you guys during the time that you guys were doing e-commerce.
Okay.
And
So the web
I
store,
think
online web
yes,
store
yes,
time.
yes. Because that I think you did not start off from web store first, right? Or you started with some Shopee or
The web store.
web store
Web
first,
store,
yeah.
yeah.
That's how I also kind of curious. How did you deliver where the bakery is perishable? The big stuff is very perishable. It's like probably like if you are not in the chiller or freezer, within 2 days it's probably out already. Probably it's very hard. Probably it's mold. Probably it's not in a good condition, right? So that's how I started like very curious. How this Bing Bing sourdough does the business, and then the next that I know of, then hey, they're here, KL, they're in KL. And next that I hear of, then hey, they have a kiosk already. That's pretty quick. So just to understand more, right? How did you started this business? And I know that before you started this business, of course, I got to know you, Junchi. I got your number from David Leong from Barista Guild Asia, and he told me that you guys used to study together, like primary school or secondary.
Yeah. We were school friends.
Schoolmates,
Schoolmates,
right?
yeah.
Schoolmates, right? That's how I connected to you.
I see.
And then he was telling me, hey, this is their Bing Bing sourdough. You want to talk to them. It's very interesting. Hey, how coincident. I also want to talk to them, right? Because I was paying attention during the MCO time where you guys like sending out the big stuff, right? And also he told me that before you started off, he told me a little bit summary of your story of Bing Bing sourdough. And was telling me that before you start off Bing Bing sourdough, you also you're managing cafes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, for maybe many years, right?
So this is actually my 11th year.
11 years.
Running cafes in the cafe industry.
And he was saying that you guys are one of the pioneers in terms of specialty coffee in KB.
Yeah.
One of the first few. One of the first few, right?
Yes.
So what were you doing before that?
You mean before I started
Before
the
you
cafe?
started the cafe, yeah.
I was in the corporate. I was working for a consulting company called Accenture.
Okay.
As a IT analyst. Analyst consultant.
Were you working in KL or?
Yeah. I was working in KL for 3.5 years, and then during my final 6 months with Accenture, I was based in Miri.
I see.
Yeah, serving a client there. So then I got a lot of free time to really think about what I want to do. So that's when during the exploration stage, I signed up for BGA class actually.
Okay.
So I went for that 3 days.
Which year was that?
2014.
2014.
Yeah,
Okay.
2014 March. I went for the course 3 days, and then I was thinking like, should I do this? Is it a good time? That time the cafe culture was growing. It was just starting out in.
I think it's blooming right at the time.
Yes, in bigger cities like KL, Penang. We were going to places like Wonder Milk for cupcakes and coffees and things like that. Yeah, So that was how like
Damasara uptime Wonder Milk.
yeah.
Okay.
So the idea was to bring this culture back to the hometown where I'm most familiar with.
Kota Bharu.
Kota Bharu. That's where I grew up. And then although I wasn't living there, I studied overseas as well. So it's about the idea was to go back there and to also to kind of cultivate that culture there so that the people there also get to enjoy similar stuff. Get to experience the cafe culture, what is like to order a cup of coffee and sit in a nice environment and spend some good time there. So that was the idea. Today you go to KB, it has so many cafes.
How do you how many right now are there? Would you estimate?
You mean cafes?
Cafes, yeah. Specialty cafes, yeah.
Oh, specialty.
Yeah,
If
specialty
you're talking
coffee
about
cafes.
just specialty focus cafe, maybe not more than 10.
Okay.
But if you're talking about
Cafes as a whole.
cafes
Yeah, as a whole.
wow,
50?
100, more than
more
that.
than
that.
50.
Just KB.
Yeah.
Just
KB,
KB, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
it can be very small, like home base.
Yeah.
They push a cart out and sell, to like quite an extensive one. They have chains, like 4 or 5 outlets in Kota Bharu
In
itself.
KB also.
In KB itself, yeah.
That means there's a huge market.
In
In
10
KB.
years, in 10 years.
Because what I know of, the last few times that I went there, I think it was 2019, 18 and 19. I was quite frequent over
Before
there.
MCO.
Way before
Okay.
MCO, like probably 1 or 2 years before MCO. And I saw a lot of masala over there.
You
And
did?
I was told there are a lot of because they are waiting.
Offshore.
Yeah, they're going to like tourist masala.
They are going
they're
to
going
Perhentian.
diving, Perhentian. They're going for islands, so they will stop for a night or 2 nights. I saw quite a lot. So would you say Kota Bharu will be much more focused on locals, or they are split?
Many local.
Mainly locals,
Mainly locals, yeah. We don't really get as much tourists,
tourists.
foreigners. I mean, I'm not talking about festive season. Festive seasons, people balik kampung and all that is a different story. But on a regular day, it's the local.
It's a
Yeah,
local.
it's the regulars, the locals.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The
So
community.
would you started the time also started roasting when?
No. So I opened the first cafe that was called the Boat Lab Cafe. It's still operating until today in Kota Bharu, but I've passed on. I've kind of sold it off to Moon and my brother. So that was the first one. It was opened in 2015. Only by 2017 I picked up roasting. 2017. I bought a bullet.
Okay, Alia Bullet.
Yeah.
I think that was a Kickstarter at the time, or before.
No. It was a group buy via Daniel or something.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see. So what makes you want to start off roasting at the time? Did you want to have the idea that to control your own quality of coffee?
They would say it's a cost, right?
It's a cost.
That, but it's more like
It costs more time also.
Yes.
Less cost the money, but it costs more time.
The first thought is actually what my
upstream.
team wants to do.
see.
Yeah. So I had a very passionate and they have very strong interest in coffee. That kind of people joining me, like the first cafe and all that. So what's their next step, right? So they were talking about like, we want to do roasting, and one day we want to do roasting. So why not give it a try? So it was in 2017, I think I got the bullet, and then we started roasting. And then 2018, we got woods, and then we started roasting in a 3 kg
3
roaster.
kg, yeah.
Only until MCO, when our volume got like tripled, then we got the Gießen in
6 kg.
6 kg until
see.
today lah.
I see.
Yeah.
So right now the Gießen it's located in KB.
Yeah,
Still in KB, right?
Yeah.
So the reason why that's why you try to excite the team.
Yes,
Excite the team,
that's the main reason.
Actually, the same goes to me also. It's like they are joining me for a few years, right? So what's next for them?
What's next for them?
It's got to plateau a little bit of then staying
There's
there.
only so much you can do, right?
Yes,
As a barista, yeah.
So the next thing will be bringing on some other courses like roasting class and roasting stuff. Yeah. So to bring down the cost, but it cost me more time. Cost me more attention. But we enjoy it.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, we enjoy it. We enjoy the moment you from a raw coffee become roasted coffee.
Yeah.
Then you make your own coffee. Then it tastes good. Is the happiness that money cannot buy. That's the thing. And we spend all the effort also. So after that, you started off your roasting journey.
Yes.
Yeah, your roasting journey. And then how do you connect to sourdough?
Beng Beng Sourdough?
Yeah.
Right. So so after we opened the roastery cafe called Drum and Dash was opened in 2018.
Drum roaster, right?
The cafe is called Drum and Dash.
Oh, Drum and Dash.
Yeah. So that time I didn't call it Drum Roaster or Drum Coffee or whatever yet. It was merely just a roastery cafe. Like we roast our own coffee, right? So only after that, then I decided to kind of rebrand the coffee so that we can do a bit more supplying and stuff like that.
Drum and Desk
It's a
is
a
also
cafe.
co-working, right?
Co-working.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw your IG also, right?
Yeah.
How come Drum
But
and
it's a
Desk?
very small space
I
for
see.
co-working. I wouldn't really call it a co-working, but yeah. So it was in 2018. Also, when we first opened the cafe, somehow I was pregnant that time. I don't know whether is it really a pregnancy craving, although that's what we always say
Okay.
in interviews and stuff like that. So somehow I got very intrigued and curious about sourdough. There were people that started making it, and then I was curious why I cannot get this thing in Kota Bharu. Like, why is it so special? Why is it so hard to make? So it was still based in my hometown. So then I started making. That time I was pregnant. It looks like a pregnancy craving, but now that I think back, I'm not sure whether was it really a pregnancy
see.
craving or was it really an opportunity that I saw
Mm.
that I wanted to give it a try. Then of course I didn't do very well. I'm very bad at baking. I don't have patience. So he saw what I was trying to do and he kind of
Take over.
took over. He took over. He started with the starter thing and then he went in reading and all that. That took us about 1 year plus until 2020,
MCO.
right when MCO happened, right?
Mm.
That time dining was not allowed. And
Yeah.
then we were like, what do we do now? And suddenly, also because I've been posting about we are making sourdough breads and stuff like that at home, people started asking like, hey, can you ship your sourdough or not to us in KL?
Can you sell to them?
Families, friends, customers from cafes. So then we started selling started selling, and then it was in one night in April 2020 that we are like, I cannot be taking orders on Instagram all the time like that. Let's streamline this, at least this order taking process
Into a web store.
into a web store. So we
see.
in one night we went
Launch
on
everything.
Easy Store, we put all the products that we have, and then we launch it.
So you DIY your own website.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a very simple one. Like order come in, at least you take care of the payment. And I don't have to like, where's your payment and this and that. So that was how the web store really started.
Okay.
So took us, I think, one year to kind of not to say master, but have a product that is sellable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have a process.
Have a
to
process.
sell
Yeah,
to the online customers, right?
Yeah. So I think it was also the MCO that kind of pushed us. I mean,
Into
like,
online.
how did people get to people like you, right? Would be paying attention to us. I think it was all because of that online thing, and then we were really full on it. We had marketing, we are running ads, we are creating a lot of content behind it. Yeah.
So at the time, were you guys baking at home? Do you guys like having a central kitchen to produce to your customers' needs?
We
in
start
terms
at
of-
home for a few months. After that, we saw like for supply to our own cafe and our own use is
Okay.
it's not possible.
Your
to-
own retail, lah.
Yeah, own retail. We feel like we need a space. So we set up the other bakery cafe called Sourdough. So
Okay.
that's where become our base for baking and do our cafe as well.
Commercial ovens and all this
Yeah,
commercial
everything.
setup, lah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. What were you doing, Bing, before you?
Oh, actually, I'm a,
She told her story. I missed
So-
your part.
so actually I'm a software engineer.
I see.
I work for a UK company for about 10 years.
Okay.
So I get into coffee or F&B because of her lah. I
Okay.
think
You're trying to help her out.
because every day see her and then go to cafe, wash a dish. I still remember wash a dish, all that. I slowly understand about coffee, how the coffee tastes different, and that's how I get into F&B lah. Then slowly we together for so long. I think also because of the family thing, we think have the same goal. As a life or for work business, it will be easy to manage our time as well lah. I think back, that's how.
So, and also you just follow her journey along the way.
Sort like
you
lah.
quit your job and then just help her
Actually,
out.
he has another company that he
Still
does
running.
on his own. I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
I doing post system one, like
Yeah,
see.
so it's still F&B related. So all our F&B outlets are kind of like powered by this
Use
software.
his software.
Yeah. Attendance
That's very good.
system, post.
So sometimes we say Beng Beng is not just a bakery or just a cafe. Actually, it's a software company.
I see. So is that still active, your business of
Still
software?
active, yeah. But
Yeah.
it's
It's
a
still
small
active.
scale. I support the local in Kelantan for SME.
Mm.
For those that they set up a small, they want some post system or they
Mm.
want some accounting software. We still do the service for that. Yeah.
Okay. So because of a crave, then you started off
The
baking
sourdough.
sourdough.
I really
That's
get
your
into it.
sourdough
Lah,
journey,
yeah.
lah.
Yeah. So
Mm.
that's how I learned how the physics. I think that's because the background I come from the engineering background to help to understand the sourdough better. I think that's really helped a lot. I think compared to because I not come from culinary background or anything, I don't know about baking, but the science I like about the science, like how the thing
How
can
difficult
be.
it is, right?
Yeah, it's not difficult. I would say it's like the understanding about the physics of the how the things from starter a lot of now I understand why we need to study chemistry all that because it really like micro biology all that because it really help us to have set the foundation to understand the sourdough.
I see.
Yeah. I think that helped lah, I would say, yeah.
Mm. How was your? Did you bake anything before sourdough? Did you like
No.
bake some normal white
Not,
bread or
not at all.
I don't.
Not at all.
you jump straight to the hardest one?
No, I think back actually I think it's because of I didn't have any background. That's why I start from scratch. It made me easy to just go into it. If I have some background, right, I would think about why I need to use yeast or that because I straight away get into sourdough. I thought that's the how we bake bread or
yes.
that is the more like I would say a blank sheet. So I don't have any too much thing. So I just go do it, just follow whatever sourdough
reads.
should do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, I think it's more easy compared to if I have a lot of background, know how to bake everything already. So maybe it will limit me to think about what I need to do. Yeah. I think sometimes it's a good thing or bad thing. I think depend. But for me, I think because I come from self-learning and all that, so it helped me to try to be the product to be sellable, not only sellable, also is I would say consistent. That's what now Beng Beng we are more focused on the consistency, how we can deliver or
A very
to-
consistent product.
consistent product. Yeah, that's what the key thing we
That's why
emphasize on.
sourdough is very hard for consistency.
Yeah.
Every time I can feel like a little bit different one.
Yeah.
The sourness.
So that's why it's a lot of process we implement, like the step to the SOP and the way we write down everything. Until today, we still like do the same process. When I start, just keep the process and how we. I think the hardest part how to transfer this knowledge to a new baker or new team. How to set this thing to be in the process. That I think that's a tougher thing you ask me. I would think
standard the process.
because
standardize the
everyone
process,
can be to do sourdough. I don't think it's too hard as long as it came out, it can eat. I think that's fine. But to get a consistent and pass on not from you, from the baker, other baker come in, new baker come in, still came out the product because for customer they just see your end product. They don't care about I changed my baker. Actually, we learn a lot when we supply to cafe. I get a lot of text say, "Hey, your bread today a bit small." Oh, I feel like how to explain? I cannot say my baker, but I say okay. But I think thanks to my client and that they know
feedback to you.
they know sourdough is something. It's not it's the artisan thing. But at the same time, I think how to make it the range not to be too much different. That's the what we emphasize a lot on in our process.
I see.
Yeah.
So when you started off at the home baking, right? For how many years before you go into like commercial kitchen? So
think
first off, of
few-
course, you
No, very,
have
very
to
short.
Short, I
Actually,
think 3 months, 6 months.
3
something.
months.
Yeah.
very short. And before we got an oven that can bake the sourdough, right? The small
the,
one.
like the
We will park it in our cafe.
Yeah.
And also not too long after that, we think, no, we need a space already. Then that's when
Then
we...
you find another new space for the
Yeah,
central
so
kitchen.
no, not
Bakery.
PJ yet.
Not
Still
PJ,
in
in
KB.
KB,
Yeah.
maybe.
So it's called Superdough Bakery. Until today, it's still a bakery cafe lah.
Okay.
So it started off because we needed those supplies, right? Yeah.
Okay.
So we got a partner for that business. Yeah.
How is it like from home baking then into commercial baking in terms of process? I'm sure they're huge different, right?
I think first thing, I think because we are running cafe, so I think it's still okay for us because we're running cafe. We know how the cafe flow. We know how to do like what people want, what customer need. So it's very different from home baking if you just focus really a lot on just product, how the thing. But because we come from F&B background, we roughly know what customer want. We do something about breakfast, big breakfast. We need just sourdough is just a part of the
Your
think
bigger offering.
big
Sourdough is
Yeah.
just a
yeah.
Yeah, this very
that-
good thing you brought this out. I always think about
Yeah,
this question, and I hope you have an answer for me as well. When you go for a big breakfast, right?
Yeah.
You have 2 slices of toast, right?
Yeah.
It's always the middle part of the toast, right?
Yeah.
So where's the top, where's the head and tail?
Yeah.
How do you manage it?
I think
Like the loaf have a
Yeah,
head
yeah,
and tail,
true,
right?
true.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
they never serve the
Yeah.
big breakfast with the head and tail, of
Yeah.
course. Always serve the middle part,
Yeah.
right?
Maybe I just tell you the secret. We used to do it like we use the part and the bottom part. We just blend it, become a breadcrumb.
I see.
To do like fried chicken. You can use it for.
I see.
So that's a good thing to I would say fully utilize the waste lah. That's how we use it lah.
I
Used to be
see.
lah, but now we didn't really serve too much of the chicken or that.
Okay.
Then usually we just throw lah.
Okay,
Or
dispose
or give someone to feed the
the animals.
animal. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see.
But actually, one good way is you can blend it, become a breadcrumb. It's quite good.
breadcrumb and
Yeah.
then do a fried chicken.
Fried chicken,
It's very aromatic, I can say.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can imagine
Sourdough
already.
chicken.
Sourdough fried chicken.
idea.
That's question been stuck in my brain. Like
Yeah.
every time I have breakfast like that, or someone serve me the toast, right? Is the middle part.
Oh.
Where's head and toe? How do they manage it? Because every day there's so many customers, right? Serving all this, right? Must be a lot of head and toe. Where's the head and toe, right?
Yeah.
So right now I know some can do some
No,
other things.
some of our clients they would do
Yeah.
so there are like different sizes of the like middle part and the
Yes,
side one, right?
yes,
So
yeah.
the smaller ones they would reserve it for like those you serve with
For
jam
dipping.
and butter for dippings, or if you have soup, then you reserve those smaller ones for the
Sachuka,
soup as a
and dip.
side.
I
Yeah.
see. I
Yeah.
see. For the dipping dishes.
Yeah. So
I see.
you kind of have to divide them accordingly, lah. Yeah, which one you want to use.
I see. So when you started from home baking, then you go off into commercial kitchen, right? Did you have any advice? Do you have any consultant or your friends to advise you what oven to buy, how you proceed,
I think
how
that's
you
what.
like what kind of flour you want to buy in bulk?
Actually, because we come from Kelantan, right? It's quite limited for the choice from the flour to the oven, whatever. I just asked my friend from bakery where you get flour from. You just give me a supplier. I use it until today. Because for me, I think sometimes if you think too much, like get the best thing to create the best product, right? You never get the thing done. So we try with whatever you have to create a product. Until today, I still use the flour because of the consistency and all that. But because we come from the state where not many options compared to KL,
Very limited resources.
really limited resources. So I only use
Even nowadays.
I think now even like for brick flour, like
I mean, if
Japanese,
you compare it to KL, yeah, of
it's
course.
really different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
still a big difference right now.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's how I think. I just asked my friend who run the bakery. I just say, "Oh, what? Can you give me the supplier?" So I just contact them and then start from everything from whatever he recommends. I said, just use it. And I think mainly is to how to understand about your break, how your result, then tune to it. Because even though I get a best oven or best machine or whatever, if you didn't really understand about the temperature and all that, it's still not going to work.
Yes.
I think thanks to all the engineering background, it helped me to understand to solve problem. You already have something, you need to get it out. How to solve it? I think in the end, it's a problem solver, I would say.
Yeah. How about your setup, right? How do you buy your oven? Like for example, what you're seeing right now, right? I wasted at least 5,000 buying nonsense one for this podcast.
Oh.
Like I wasted a lot of things inside the box, right? Not useful one.
Oh.
I bought this and shit, I bought a shit lot. Listen to the review that I saw. Then I buy again. I buy it right now. It's been standardized. This set of podcast set equipment has been finalized and been using for past 1 year already. So before that, I was buying a lot of nonsense. So did you have that kind of
I think I just asked my bakery friend.
journey also?
Yeah, I think we still lucky because we got a bakery friend. He told me like you just don't buy gas oven. That's told me a lot of maintenance. You say go for electric oven. Go. Then actually the price will tell you something lah. You need to pay for if you really want to go for commercial, don't look for something cheap can give you the consistency lah. I think that's the main key. If really you want to go for commercial, the range roughly, you ask people in the industry, you roughly know the range. If suddenly the range go too low, right, then you need to be careful. I
Someday-
think that's the trick. Like if you really ask me, you're looking for the price range. If we give you roughly the price range, I think is good enough. Whatever the
There's suddenly
brand.
very, very low price, you better don't touch it.
Yeah, I would say you can touch it, but in the end, maybe like you say, I put in the store. Yeah.
So what is your favorite oven if, let's say, given a choice, right? Do you have a favorite brand or something?
I'm not really like get into like try a lot of ovens. As I say, I got whatever I get. I try to get whether I think I didn't try too much oven, but I know what is the spec I need. Like for example, I need a marble stone or need a stone on the thing, need a steam. That's what I'm looking for the spec. So that's mainly the criteria I look at. Yeah. And also is the energy, how much the energy can give to bake whatever the volume to come out. I think this one I learned the hard way because I used to think oven just whatever you fit in, you bake, you cut out. Actually, I think that is actually just the same like washing machine. You don't start everything inside 100% load. Like I didn't know that until when our production up. I used to start with a small oven. I think just like 2-inch oven, small with the stone thing. I tried to put 8 croissant and then I said, hey, not enough. I put 10. No matter how I bake, it's never get
The nice
cook.
result.
Yeah, nice result. Then I understand. Oh, actually, oven is not about the size; it's the energy. That's how I learned it slowly. I say lah, you learn from the hard way to get what you want. So now I understand why you pay for more money because the energy.
Okay,
Yeah.
how it conduct heat in the oven,
oven,
yeah?
yeah.
Very similar with the roasting machine as well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all about conducting heat within the roasting machine as well. So when you set up, right, I believe that the position of the oven and then where is your table and where is this and that. Do you get advice or you just
No,
just bang the wall, try?
whatever it can fit in. That is how we started.
I think having a bit of experience in setting up a
F&B,
I see,
bar, setting up a kitchen, I think that helps. Like it's all
Efficiency,
about
right?
workflow efficiency and how you want to move, right?
Yeah.
So I think that it's true experience, lah. I would say, yeah.
Yeah, because what you're seeing right now, right, in this room, right, is not the first version of it. Probably the 10th version already. It's like we try so many wrong things, right? That's why all these bars over here is movable one. So let's say we are not happy with it, but then we just move around and see whether how it makes better workflow for the classes and
I think
stuff.
we also probably asking, referencing people that you can trust. I used to think visiting others' bakeries and cafes might
Yeah.
help, but not necessarily. You don't know what their pinpoints are, but
Mm.
really asking people who have worked in a bakery before or who have experienced really, working in this
Have
similar
experience,
setup, then I think that helps, lah.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. So what kind of products do you guys offer Beng Beng Sourdough?
I think
Besides sourdough loaf, yeah.
we do everything sourdough, means we don't use any commercial yeast. We start from the range. We start with one product, just country loaf, just a classic sourdough loaf.
I see.
Then the next item is a sourdough donut. Yeah. Then from there we do croissant. Then slowly when we're in the cafe, we do a lot of like different type of pastry, like with the topping or the fancy stuff. But when go back to Beng Beng Sourdough, we offering, when you look at the online, because we are doing shipping, all that, right? We cannot be too fancy. So we just offer something very plain, like loaf, plain bagel, all those like something can shippable one. Yeah, even if we do lab tests to know, like just now you asked me a question, how you know confident enough your thing will get more. I do a lab test for it.
What do you mean lab test?
Yeah, for
We
the
send
You
it to
send
lab.
to the food lab?
Yeah,
Food lab
Okay.
to test. It can up to
12 days.
12 days.
Okay.
Because we want to send it to retail, to put in retail like 7E and retail. I want to know what is the shelf life. So I just curious say, okay, I know the sourdough you can have the long shelf life, but I still need a figure, right? So I use a lab to verify, say, is it worth it? So in the end, we found out we test until 12 days
12 days
Still
without chiller,
without anything,
chiller,
in
wrap,
room
wrap,
temperature.
wrap,
with the
whipping wrap,
No, just
packaging.
like
paper
our
bag, paper bag,
paper sealed lah.
Seal,
Seal.
seal, yeah, seal plastic paper bag. Yeah, that's
12
how
days.
12 days. So we confident that okay, sourdough really without preservative, it can last for at
12
least 1
days.
week. Yeah.
Because at one point we was after we moved to KL, our first like model I would say was to supply to these retail marts. Like
What kind of retail one?
we were supplying to Bila Bila Mart,
Oh, Bila Bila, okay.
7-Eleven, at
Cura?
one Cura no,
No.
7 East, and then
You mean
can't
your country
remember.
loaf?
Yeah,
Yeah.
country loaf, croissants.
Croissant.
Yeah, these two
Packaging one?
packed. Yeah, so they would put it on a retail shelf, and the first thing they would ask is how long is your shelf life, and we need an answer, right? So the lab tests
Will
help.
tell you accurate
Yeah,
answer.
yeah. So
What
we
happened after 12 days? Do you start to have mold, or like,
No,
is there
actually-
non-consumable or?
Actually, it's still okay, but I think from the consumer side, if you
yeah,
buy
you
something,
wouldn't buy something that's like
like
10
Safe to
days
eat,
old.
safe to eat.
yeah, because
Within
I
12
think
days,
the texture, everything will be slightly different, but to safe to eat, still as long as you didn't see any mold, it's still okay one. Yeah, because we just do the lab test until 12 day. If we do put the loaf on the room temperature, I think 2 weeks, 3 weeks, still okay. But depend on the condition. Yeah.
So
How you store it.
so although it says 12 days, but when we send it to Marts, we would say 7 days.
I
So
see.
whatever that, because the term was consignment, so whatever that's unsold after 7 days, we will take it back and then we will swap it or something like that lah. So those were the terms. So at least we know that 7 days is safe. Like
I see.
the products will be okay, right? Yeah.
To consume
To
within
consume,
7
yeah,
days.
within 7 days.
How many stores are there in 7-Eleven with your products?
I think at one point was 2, but now we stop it already.
Mm.
Yeah, we decided to stop the
retail
this
part.
The
yeah,
retail.
supplying to retail.
I
At one
see.
point was 7 East. It was the concept store.
Concept stores.
Yeah.
Like the one in
Puchong.
Banda
Puchong,
Puchong, right?
That
Banda
one.
Putri,
Yeah.
Puchong.
That was
yeah.
the first one, and then in
Damansara
Damansara Uptown, the second one, and then after a while, it wasn't really working very well. I feel like yeah.
I see. I see. So then, would they approach you, or you approach them at the time? 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven, we were
Yeah.
approached by them.
Okay.
But mainly because they saw us at Bila Bila Mart first.
I see.
So Bila Bila Mart, I approached them because we were approached by another retail mart called Groove Grocer. So
see.
it's like Groove Grocer find us, and then I want to do this, but I don't want to be just supplying to Groove Grocer. So I reach out to Bila Bila Mart and hey, do you want?
I think that time they
Yeah.
have 7 or 8 outlet. That
Yeah.
time we say, oh, not bad. If we can supply them 8 outlet,
Yeah.
will
I
be good
see.
enough.
Of course, we didn't see the challenges about supplying to these retail marts. There will be the terms, payments, and then
It's a different ball game, right? I would
yeah, it's
say. Because
very different.
I've been in the FMCG before. It's
Yeah.
very, very tough, man.
Yeah, and then some more with bread, right? The shelf life is not long, right? It's not like
Perishable.
it's perishable. So your wastage in the end
It's a lot.
will
quite a
add
lot.
up, and then is it worth your time and effort or not? Yeah.
Because you have to send your staff to do and
Yeah.
go to the store and collect
Yeah.
back the things and then
Yeah.
do the paperwork, consignment,
Correct.
credit note and stuff,
Yeah,
right?
a lot of things to yeah.
Oh, that's very
So
heavy.
in the end, it wasn't what we want to focus
Yes,
on.
yes.
So we kind of regroup and
Are
then
you still with Bila Bila Mart with your
Yeah,
products?
We stop everything
we
for
stopped
retail.
the retail. Only one retail mart left that is in one of the residents in KL Central. They have been a great paymaster, and then not as much wastage. So I guess we have regulars there already. So we just keep that. Yeah,
Keep that lah.
one. Yeah.
Okay, so right now I can say that only your retail stores are selling your own loaves, your own products, I would say.
Our own retail
Yeah.
outlets,
Yeah.
and
Grab,
I mean, on
Foodpanda.
Grab. We are still doing the web store, so there are still people who order from us to be delivered interstate. Other than that, we supply to cafes, but that's up to them how they want to use the bread. I don't think anyone is selling like my product, but they probably use it for their own.
serving, food serving.
Yeah.
I see. So right now you're having a lot of just now you were mentioning you have donuts, you have croissant, sourdough croissant. Did you learn all this yourself?
Yeah. I go for classes, go for
I see.
YouTube, all that. Yeah, I think start from my first product is country loaf, so I know about the fundamental how the sourdough work. So for me, the product it's just a different form of it. Yeah. I think definitely different like croissant. I think they have certain skill to do it, but in the end, the understanding of the sourdough fundamental, I think that's crucial lah. How the thing ferment. I think fermentation.
You went for one class, right? One
Yeah, one
workshop with
shop
one of the baker
from
from
Australia.
Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it helped to.
Did you learn yourself croissant also?
I do before, but not 100% sourdough
Okay.
until I made this like the tutor. It show how to do 100%. That's
That's
how.
even tougher. That's
In,
very
in,
tough.
in the end, I think it's the time. The
Time.
different, yeah. So
Actually, some baker would challenge like, why do you need croissants to be
Sourdough.
sourdough,
Yeah.
right? But for us, it's because our customers are looking for something that is yeast free, and they want some could be like sensitive to yeast, and they want something that is sourdough based. So we keep that as our
yeah.
brand promise lah. Since we are
And
called Beng Beng Sourdough.
And
yeah.
also,
see.
I come from the background from sourdough, right? You ask me to do yeast bread, I really don't know how. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I think that's a reason. Be honest, we don't know how to use yeast because I start from sourdough.
I see.
Yeah.
So are you planning to have some other products as well in the future?
No, I
Are
think
you
we
doing, do you do R&D yourself or?
I think we do R&D for ourselves, but I think mainly we really focus on supply to cafe and our own retail. Now Beng Beng is moving forward to doing more on sandwich. If you really look at our direction now, our kiosk serving a lot of kopitiam set and sandwiches. So something easy for people to grab and go. And I think it's more to the healthy lifestyle. So nowadays people have the like more healthy conscious. They're looking for something because for me, I think the break itself, you still need to find some filling and all that to eat together. Like, but people want convenient. They want something like straight away. See you, I want something to eat straight away. Like so now we're moving forward instead of just serving break. We are more on like a sandwich shop, so you can get in, grab your food for your lunch or breakfast, like kopitiam set. If really you not so Western to eat sandwich, you can have something familiar with like
Kaya butter
Kaya
toast. We call it
butter.
kawen toast.
Yeah, I think I got your first try in Subang Park.
Oh, you went there.
Yeah, I went there.
Okay.
Yeah, after I invited you, that I have to go there. That's where I know
that's
it's
one
there.
of our hero product now lah. Kopitiam set.
I see. Yeah, kopitiam set. I
Yeah.
went there also. Yeah.
So that's how we slowly understand the customer. Sometimes it's hard for them to change their habit because something they're already familiar with. So we just like to use our sourdough to implement into something they're familiar with lah. That's why you see Beng Beng, even the coffee you see from the kopitiam side actually is not Vietnam coffee or
It's
the
not
Hainanese coffee. It's really
Espresso based.
Yeah.
I think
Espresso machine.
Yeah, go back to the our main key thing is we looking for something more healthy. So for Hainanese coffee, all that have a lot of sugar inside. So we try to give an alternative to what people familiar with. I think that's what Beng Beng now direction is moving for, something alternative. So if anything, like for example Subway, you go there, maybe you can get one of the good sandwich, but the coffee, I would say it's not. I wouldn't say it's good or bad, but it's the preference.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the quality, I would feel we will offer more quality from the coffee bean.
So far, do you guys serve any sandwich at any of your outlets? Beside
outlets.
beside kopitiam, toast or this?
Yeah.
So sandwiches as in
Like
so
vegetable.
what is sandwiches?
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah, what is
sandwich is like,
sandwiches, right?
what
Yeah.
is sandwiches? Sandwiches is like two breads
With filling, like,
with filling.
with fillings in between two breads. So we nail it down to three types of sandwiches. One is toasties. We call it toasties, the ones that use sourdough bread, and we grill it. The second one is croissant, which means we use croissant to make sandwich. The one is the bagels. So bagels is more straightforward, like with cream cheese and stuff like that. So it's really just these three. There's no customization. There's no like fresh veg and all that. So we try to simplify the process also. Yeah.
So that's the next direction we serve.
We're currently doing it already.
Currently doing it, right?
Yeah. Currently doing it already, and it works so far. I think customers like
I think
this
based on
range
what
of
I
products.
observed in Subang Park, a lot of people order that, like the roti kawin.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of people
Did you
next
go
door.
in the morning?
I went in the morning, like family time,
Yeah,
during family time.
So
Yeah.
morning, most of the people would order the kopitiam set or the kawen toast is part of the kopitiam set offering. Towards lunch or maybe late morning, people mostly would be getting like toasties or croissant sandwich, something that's more filling, like they can have for lunch. Yeah, if they don't feel like eating rice, then what are some of the things? Because the toasties really can keep you full for quite long.
The savory one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
cheap
savory
soup, yeah.
ones. Yeah,
I see.
our best seller like hero products is the
Tuna.
grilled tuna and cheese.
Mm,
Yeah, a lot of people like that. Once they have it, then they will rave about it. Yeah.
I see. So what's the next big project for Beng Beng Sourdough?
I think Beng Beng Sourdough, right? If you,
Right now you have 3 retails,
Yeah,
right?
and
Three
one central
retails, right?
kitchen.
And 1 central kitchen,
Four
Yeah.
right?
locations. Yeah.
Yeah.
We are opening this week actually in Campus Ampang.
I see.
Yeah, so that's our third outlet. Actually, we closed one in Glow
Oh,
Damansara
Glow. Yeah,
last year.
I see. Still in your website, just a few days ago, I
Oh,
checked
yeah.
it out.
I haven't.
Okay.
Remove yet. I thought, I never seen this before.
Yeah. So the direction will be, because we are trying to expand. Go back to the three thing we want to do is always healthy. Then the next thing is the convenient. We want to provide the convenient to the customer. Provide the convenient, not only the easy to get, it's also easy to eat. Because you think about it, sandwich is something different form for like nasi lemak or whatever. Breakfast is the form of it to eat is easy compared to you need knife and fork or all that to do it, right? So I think that's also one of the key thing we when talk about convenience is something we want to emphasize a lot. When you try to eat, also try to not be messy. Yeah, that's something we think about the customer, what they want. And also for meeting, event, there's a good form of thing we can offer compared to
Catering.
like catering, all
Corporate
that.
catering.
Yeah.
Corporate
So this is our
caterings.
direction. Like we always think back these three things, like the convenient, and the last thing, the most important thing is the price range. We always try to get it affordable. If you think about our kopitiam site, we do the range about 13 to, actually you think back, if you go to any kopitiam, right, 13 is considered quite a normal price. But for the value you get is a sourdough, it's more healthy value inside. That's what I think that's our strategy for that. Yeah, and also we try to focus on these three things. So for future, I think always convenient is something we need to give provide the easy to access to easy to get. So we're thinking of open more outlet. So when you have a lot of outlet, your volume for your supply chains for our production kitchen can be up as well. I think that's how we want to streamline it. Yeah, for Beng Beng Sourdough.
How many outlets are you guys looking at, like within like 2-3 years?
Within 2-3 years?
Yeah, within 2-3 years.
Within 2-3 years, maybe another 5 at least, more if possible. That's our
If the right location, right?
with the right
Right
location, because
location.
location is really very key lah. I mean,
Yeah.
So you asked me about like have we gone through any painful lessons? We did. Like with the location at, let's say, Glow Damansara, it's so hard to activate the community there because it's just not the right location. Yeah. There were times when we were like
How long was that? The
year.
Glow Damansara?
2.5
How many years?
year.
2.5
2.5
years.
years. Yeah.
You started from there, right? The upstairs. of
Yes.
the-
So we
the
started
share-
baking in
share
cookhouse.
kitchen, right?
Yes.
Cookhouse.
The cloud kitchen, and then there was no footfall, like nobody was going there, so we were like working very hard supplying to retail marts and all that, but it wasn't really giving us enough, right? We needed to sell more things, so there was a location downstairs and we didn't think too much about it. We didn't really try to understand what's the traction like and this and that. We literally just moved here and started, right? So yeah, that was quite painful. We tried everything, like
To get
we-
it activated. To
Yeah.
get it activated.
yeah.
Was it a kiosk?
It was a kiosk.
kiosk,
It was a
yeah.
kiosk, but rental was still very high. Yeah, we tried for 2 years.
2.5 years.
2.5
is a
years.
long, painful
Yeah,
journey.
But I think if you think back, it's also a good
it's a good learning
lesson,
lah.
lesson,
Good
yeah.
lessons. Yeah.
because you come from there, right? When you go to anywhere, you feel like that's not hard. Also, it's like it's
More easier.
So
more
now
easy.
More
so
easy.
now every time there's
You can
a
benchmark.
location that's like people asking us, hey, do you want to open here? At least we know what are some of the questions we need to ask. What are some of the things we need to look at? Like how is the lunch crowd like? And then what are their spending powers like? What do people here
demographic
really
there lah.
eat? Yeah. Yeah.
But talking about your new outlet, Campus Ambang, right? How big is that unit? How many seaters?
Oh, it's
Is
so
it a full-fledged restaurant or?
no. So Beng Beng Sourdough, if you ask us, we will never be a cafe. So actually, that outlet itself is called Beng Beng to go. So the concept is more like grab and go. We are located at LG, so it's somewhere you will either miss us or you will definitely see us. So you come in from the car park there, you will kind of see us first, or if you park at another side, you probably won't see us. So we are looking to why we don't choose the ground floor. Ground floor is where all the other brands are
Yes,
at.
yes.
We it's not just to avoid that noise and competition, but it's also we want to be remember the convenient part that we mentioned. We want to be very convenient for people to just grab and go, to bring home a loaf of bread, where they probably don't even have to find a parking. They can just kind of like drive through and
Stop by.
yeah, yeah, grab a coffee if they need. So that was why we chose that spot.
Okay.
It's not big, 500 plus.
500.
Yeah, plus the
There are
there
few
is-
We
seaters.
have a
Few
few
seaters.
sittings,
Yeah.
but probably less than 20, I think.
Yeah.
So you
Less
serve coffee over there and
Kopitiam
and
set, all
and
that,
toasties
Yeah,
and
our offerings actually will be standardized throughout all of our outlets.
similar with
yeah,
Subang Park,
similar.
something like that.
Yeah, we might add in a few more things later on when the team is more like stable already. But right now we are looking to do similar things to Park first. I mean,
see.
even at Park, we are going to expand the kiosk. You
The
definitely
premise, ah.
saw our setup, right? It's very very
It's-
shabby.
like a few
it's like one
Portable.
yeah, it's a quite portable one. So
Yeah. So that was meant to be temporary, 3 months setup, but
How
it
long is that the park?
opened last year,
July.
August, towards
Mid-August,
end of
about
August.
7,
yeah.
8 months already.
Yeah, so it was supposed to be 3 months. Then it got extended to 6 months, and then Simon W really liked us, and we took us some time to kind of finally nail down certain terms and conditions. So now we are finally starting the renovation, having a proper setup.
Yeah, the last I went is quite portable. Yeah. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't care much, I just eat the food and
It's
then,
challenging for us because there's not enough
Storage, not
storage
enough,
space.
yeah.
yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, so now we are very dependent on our production to help us. So the production is really supporting the park outlet also because it can get very busy there. Yeah.
I see. You were saying that just now you're trying to supply to a lot of F&Bs, right? For your sourdough loaf
Yeah,
to supply to.
so
Not a lot.
lah,
It's
but
not our main focus,
focus,
but,
Not your main focus.
but because we are already supplying to a few, right? So these are our priorities. So we have to make sure they have enough bread, they have consistent bread, and we cannot suka say, sorry, we are out of bread,
Then they will not come back anymore.
So this is our priority. Like our priority is not really on acquiring new clients, if I may say so. But if there are new inquiries, of course, we are happy to serve.
see whether we can
But
cope with it.
yeah.
Because the idea is if can we try to supply to our own, that not only because of the retail we can control, and also the supply chain is something we know how the volume to play with. For example, if I go to 5 outlet, I know how much my production hour need to add and all that. It can play with my own hand better compared to if I supply to cafe suddenly have 10 outlet. I upgrade all my hour and all that. Then next month somebody come in say, hey, I want to offer you better offer. Then they say
Yeah.
bye bye to us.
That's
I
very
think that's
dangerous.
the
Understand
challenge we have from the coffee bean. We learn a lot through that. So for the break side, like the sourdough side, we also say this is something we need to be careful. When you have a lot of wholesale, it's also a risk. Even though it give you a big chunk of money, and then you think, oh, not bad, this thing, but you can be happen in 1 month. They say bye bye to you, then you have nothing. Then you have your people recruit.
How do you manage them?
Yeah.
How do you
So
manage
that's the
them,
risk.
right?
I think if really who want to go into the wholesales, try to think about how
Long term, how to
long-term,
manage it.
Yeah, how you give a better offer, make people won't go for others. That's something I think you need to think about. Not only just I think product, it's more to what the service and it's in the end not easy. I would say, yeah. But
Yeah, that is very risky because I heard story that not locally, but someone from Thailand used to be one of the biggest supplier in terms of coffee bean, supplying to one very big chain in Thailand. Eventually, they were threatened. If you don't let me to buy you, I'm moving out. So that's a very good lesson for me also. Right now, you're mentioning this, you're very good, very visionary.
No, because we
Because they
also
keep on.
experienced that in our roastery
Yeah.
I
from our
see.
roasting business.
I
I
see.
mean, not that big. I mean, like if we are serving this one client and we can see how much volume they are
There's
taking,
the
and
volume climbing up,
yeah,
climbing up.
to one point,
It's very
they
risky. It's either
yeah,
you upgrade your roaster
Yeah.
and then you have to manage them,
yeah,
Yeah.
right? You're really scared of them
Yeah.
moving away.
Then
yeah.
you say like they if really the volume is big, they have more bargain
Yeah.
power to tell
Yes,
you.
yes,
You
yes.
ask for lower price, but in the end for us it's still the same. The people working still you need to get more. The costing for the green bean is still the same. So even the volume up, but I get less from you because you try to pull down the price, right?
Press
So
your price, right?
yeah, so I think you need to be careful. Only the way we see is like if you have your own outlet, you can play your hand better. Like for example, this year I don't have I know 5 outlet I can support. I open to 5 outlet first, then I upgrade my production that I know I can. But for wholesale, is suddenly they want to open 3. You either you can cope it or you cannot, right?
Yeah.
It's not something you
Yeah.
can play slowly. Say okay, I plan my outlet, then I know I can upgrade my oven. So you have better planning, lah. I would say if you really the both hand you can play properly, that's a better game to.
Yeah, I think you
Yeah,
can you can play around with your
Yeah,
own, right? You don't
yeah.
get controlled by others.
Yeah.
Like let's say some other your client, this year my direction is 30 outlets.
Yeah, so I want to do also cannot, right? Yeah, that's the thing. I think for production when supply chain is the challenge for this. Like either you are big enough to supply a lot of, but again your manpower, all that is you need to manage quite a lot also. Right?
You need to
Yeah.
jack up your hiring. So yeah, right
So-
now it's like it's a lot. All the people are saying it's very hard
hiring
to
is already very tough.
very painful. Yeah, that's what I heard. So all right, we are in 55 minutes right now. Anything else to share before we wrap up this session? Let me ask you one simple question first
Yeah.
before you. You have a daughter, right?
Son.
Son, right? Would you advise your son in future to go venture into F&B? Based on what you have all gone through.
I mean, he's
Would you?
6.
In future, I'm talking about 18, 20 years when he's old enough to come out, for his career. Or someone, could be some juniors, your relative, your friends, your
Okay,
friend's son.
let's not talk about our
your friend's son, yeah. Would you advise them to go through F&B?
I mean, why not? It's to me the way I see it's still a very it's a thriving industry, but very interesting. It does take a lot of resilience to really go into this. So yes, if you have the passion, if you have a great idea, if you know you are committed to this, then do it. But if you are thinking of it like half-hearted and not quite sure, you just see like wow, like very easy at that I also can do, then don't. So don't say young people lah. I mean, like I've been talking to people like
Adults.
our age, adults who are toying with the idea of going into F&B.
Cafe.
Usually my advice would be I mean, if you have the extra cash sitting around in your bank and you want to do something, try with investing first. I mean, try to invest in a business that's already there and that you probably share the same belief and vision in, um, rather than doing it all on your own, because it does take
Lot
a
of effort.
lot of effort,
Time.
time to really go all in
And to
into
learn
this.
all the lesson go through, right?
Yeah. It's not for the faint-hearted, but if you are committed, if you are passionate, and if you really have the heart to do it, then it can be very rewarding. It can be very fun actually. Yeah. I still find it quite challenging and fun to go through day-to-day life, although I talk about how stressful it is to hire and stuff like that. But it is rewarding at the end of the day. It is I'm happy to see where my team is today. Of course we wouldn't have thought we would be here having a podcast with you talking
Yes,
about our
yes, yes,
business,
yes,
right? Yeah.
yes.
So all this adds up. Yeah. So hope that answers your question.
That's very good. So, what time do you wake up? You're a baker, right?
No, I think that's one thing maybe I didn't share. This is one thing I also emphasize a lot.
Yeah.
It's a work-life balance in our bakery. So because of the process, that's why I say the process actually is quite crucial. How you want to be, still have the break,
Yes.
but don't need to wake up early because it's depend on how you control the schedule.
Yes.
So that's something I do put a lot of effort to make sure everyone can work at 7 and go back at 4. That's how we do a lot of these things to, I think it's not think about just the people working there. It's also for hiring also. You think about it, who want to wake up at 3
3,
o'clock, 4
4.
o'clock?
Yeah.
Conventional bakery, yes.
Yes, that's what I saw,
yeah.
right? A lot of YouTube video, a lot of
They wake
famous
up at 3,
bakery,
4.
2 a.m. in the shop,
Yeah.
open shop at 9.
Yeah. This was something we always emphasize on. We
It's
want
not
to be
sustainable lah,
yeah.
I feel.
So that's also a key thing lah. We try to make it like preserve the break to until next day to bake. That's how we do it.
I see.
Yeah, that's I think for hiring there's not so much issue, and also I think go back to people working need to be happy and enjoy, right? So if really I don't think anyone would like to wake up at 2 or 3 lah, I'll be honest. I think
I understand the need of certain businesses who, like if they run a full-fledged bakery
Yes.
where they have to serve the fresh bakes at 7,
Yeah.
then no choice.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we're not in that direction. That's not our direction. So that is why we have kind of shaped. So a lot of our business, the decisions we make in our business, this journey, right, is also based on how we want to shape our life, to shape the company and the culture.
And also the employee's life, right?
Yeah,
To
yeah.
work with you, right?
Yeah.
the people is the key. I think.
Usually, what I saw from YouTube, the bakery, the legendary bakery shop is a working husband and wife or alone one. Small Tokyo bakery
yeah,
shop. They
Japan-
serve a lot of
Japan,
Korea, South Korea.
Yeah.
They are at the shop like probably like 2 a.m., 3 a.m.
Wow.
So usually it's just very small team, probably 2 or 3
yeah.
people.
It's a
only.
micro
Yeah.
bakery.
Yeah.
I think that's
what I saw.
other, I would say, new business model. Nowadays, either you are big bakery or you'll be micro bakery to make profitable, I would say. Yeah, so if really something, that's why just now I see this place, I say this is quite good place for start a studio or micro bakery. But the thing is, always go back to business. You always need a marketing, you need the sales part to be sustained, right? I think product side always say a product is not so much about the technical or how good at baking, or is you need to look at the overall what people want. I think that's always come to the first thing. What people looking for you, what you can be different, how you can be provide value to people. I think that's the key thing. I would say if you ask me what last question to say, I would say think about what customer want. I think that's we learn from the hard way. I used to think I want to do whatever I want, like grab and go concept. I look at Melbourne work very well. I want to do it, but whether the market is here or not, that's something questionable.
I think the culture is different.
Yeah,
right?
that's something we learn the hard way. We always think in our mind, oh, this is good idea. I want to bring something from there, culture to here, but in the end, whether it work or not, that's something I think try to think about it. If you really for advice for entrepreneur, try to look at what the market want. I think that's the key thing we learn for hard way until today. After 4 year, 5 year, still the customer is the answer for you.
Yeah, that's why you infuse the sourdough into kaya toast, right? So
Yes.
you try to mix the culture
Yeah.
easily to recognize on your
Yeah.
own branding
People
as well.
can
Resonate.
there's no reason for
Resonate,
them
yeah.
to say no. Then you know what
Yeah.
kawin toast is. So this is
Is it-
just a better bread for you.
Yeah, because not everyone can eat Subway sandwich every day. One.
That's true.
Yeah, so but I can have a kaya toast every day. I have no problem on that one. Like
it's
kaya toast and soft boiled egg every day, no problem.
This is also like we find out the understanding about customer is very important.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really hard to change people habit. Yeah, but
Agree.
you change your offering maybe easy a bit, I would say.
I see.
Yeah, but
see.
cannot to be again. You don't want to be too far. Like I'm not offering nasi lemak,
Or
something-
pasta.
pasta, something very far from what your expertise is, right? So we try to offer something what we're good at, and also not far from our expertise lah. I think sandwich is one the closest thing we can offer. And also, I think again, go back to the convenient. I want something people easy to eat, easy to grab and go, and can have the very. Again, our tagline maybe you see is a eat well, feel good. Feel is the feel the energy with a good
FUEL, feel,
yeah. So go back to always healthy, fulfilling, and full also. Yeah, that's how we want to do it. Yeah.
All right. So right now we're at 1 hour. Anything else to share before we wrap things up?
I think
That's all.
That's all.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Thanks for coming this
Thanks for having
podcast.
us, Dennis.
And
Thank you, Dennis.
it's such an honor to finally meet you guys, and been hearing you a lot for many years. It's a very honor to host you in the podcast. Thanks for coming.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.